How about Osmatas and Revenger? So I'm going to go ahead and find Osmatas over here. There they are. We're going to go ahead and jump into the game. So go ahead and find Osmatas, my friend. And we're going to get into the game, you guys.
Which quadrant are they located in?
It's the same one, that Ice Palace. So once you start CFA, you go down one.
Yeah. I mean, like, what's the
oh, he's in the top
what
left
area?
area. His name is Osmatas.
Okay, cool.
Osmatas. Awesome. So we're going to be getting into the first game. And as you guys can see, we got DP. Ooh, all right, DP versus Narukami. I'm assuming these decks are going to be fully updated. And just so you guys at home can follow along and be aware, we are going to be running the restriction list that was posted. Anything that is live in Japan will be live here. So Sonata is Sonata's banned because that's really what's going on here. It's not a restriction, but Sonata's banned, of course. And we got, like I said, DP versus Narukami, and it looks like they are now aware that we're streaming their match. How exciting! So, what do you think about this matchup that you know absolutely nothing about, given no standard knowledge whatsoever? What do you think about lore-wise between fighting robots and lightning dragons?
Who's going first? That's the real question.
That's a great question. So we're going to be finding out in just a second. And by the way, any of you guys in the chat, if you guys think the music is too loud or someone's too loud or you just hate the sound of my voice, please let me know and I will promptly not care. I'm just kidding. No. If there's anything too loud, too quiet, if you want to hear Noman's beautiful voice a little bit louder, just let us know and we will adjust that for you. So with that being said, they are super excited to be on stream, apparently.
Alright, so I have read through a lot of the Narukami cards that have been released. They have what Aquaforce kind of wishes they had, that restander, which is pretty neat. It's like when your Vanguard attacks, restand this unit. I think it's like a CB1
Yep,
cost or
CB1,
something.
and discard the number of rear guards that your opponent has.
Which should be like 1 or less if you're playing it as it should be played, from what I remember. The D-Robo's pretty good. I really like their grade 3, the ones like CB1, look at top whatever, add stuff, or add 1 if it's a grade 3, do something. That's all I know. I played a few games with it. It was pretty cool.
Sure, yeah. So a lot of what Narukami is going to be doing is they are full field removal with BTO 5 being released. They're going to have lots and lots of, like I said, field removal. So they have Gauntlet Buster Dragon, which of course is going to be the Counterblast 1. Basically, Counterblast 1, bind their entire front row and then move any of cards from the back row to the front row. Actually, I think it's move all of the cards from the back row to the front row. And we're seeing a fairly aggressive start from the Narukami player. This is, Ariki as Vanguard and then Helena as the rear guard. Oh, no, sorry, Regina. And did not hit a front trigger, so that's going to be forcing a trigger guard just to make it a no pass. Trying to avoid that early damage against Narukami because, like I said, they can restand, have huge columns, so they want to take as little damage as early as possible. But DP can get a lot out of these counterblasts, and you can see that he's going to actually counter the aggression with some aggression of his own here.
I've seen a lot of Narukami players just cut the Draw Sentinel completely and play the actual perfect card in their deck, which is pretty cool. I'm personally a fan of it because you can just play like more crits, more fronts, especially for like Excel decks. They're just playing like what is it? I think they're just playing like crits, fronts, and like 4 heals. Just like completely cut the Sentinel draw out of it. Which is pretty neat.
For Narukami, you said?
Yeah, just for Narukami.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, see, the build that I've been seeing go around, and the one that's actually top in Japan is, in fact, 8 draw, 4 crits, 4 heal. And it's just a way to see all of your units, just because you have so many solid units like the Eradicator, the Grade 2, that gets plus 5k to that unit, as well as any other Gauntlet Buster Dragon on the field, which is going to be your Vanguard. And it stacks with multiple ones. So if you have like 2 of those guys on the field, every time you bind one of their rear guards, your Vanguard gets plus 10k. And you could bind 6 units in a turn, so your Gauntlet Buster can be swinging for insane numbers. But like I said, those 8 draws a way to find those pieces a little bit faster. And we're seeing these DP player activating the skill of Die Liner, which if you guys at home aren't following along, it is Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Look at 7 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 normal unit from among them and put it in your hand. Shuffle your deck. If you reveal a grade 3, this unit gets plus 20k and critical. So that's the skill he's using here of the Die Liner, which is just one of those consistent tools to be able to find the Great Dayusha, something to be able to force some pressure with that re-ride. And he actually hit it, so he's sitting at 20K with a crit on just his Vanguard and still 6 cards in hand here.
Man, let me tell you about my Gauntlet experience.
Tell me.
So, essentially, I was like, all right, I got a standard deck together. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna enter locals, have some fun. So, round 1. All right, like immediately they're just like, all right, to the torture chamber you go. I'm playing Ezel. Like, okay. If I remember about Gauntlet, it's like CB1, discard X amount or whatever, bind A. That's where my mistake was. Bind A rear guard, gains like 5k and a crit. Okay, I'm gonna fill up my entire board.
Oh no.
So
Oh, that didn't go well at all, did it?
Easy. This man rides Gauntlet Buster. I'm like, alright, all according to plan. He goes, CB1, discard a card. I'm like, alright, which unit do you want to bind? And he just looks at me. He's like, what do you mean?
All of
I'm
them.
like, what do I mean? What do you mean? It's like, all of them.
Hey, well, now you know.
Wow.
And just to quickly clarify what happened there, we had the rear guard on the DP player. I forget the name of it. Is basically if your Vanguard's swinging for 43k, you get to put that unit into your soul. Your Vanguard gets plus 10k and an extra drive check. So we saw the PG come out from the Narukami player. Very, very lucky to have that. It was swinging for 3 critical and 3 drive check. He actually did find the crit, but because the PG happened, he was able to get that PG early. He did not swing. I did not have to take the damage. So now we're starting to see a pushback from the Narukami player swinging for only 22, but it does have 3 criticals. And there is the early PG. I'm not sure if I fully agree with the PG. I think it would have been better just to drop the 15k and risk it. I'm sorry, not 15k. Maybe even a 15k and a 10k instead of wasting that PG, because that Gauntlet Buster is going to get a lot bigger, and it's only swinging for 22k. So, 20k guards, a 2 to pass. 30 would have been a no pass. But either way, PG happening, no damage being taken. Here's going to be the rear guard columns. He's going to go ahead and take that because DP loves those counter blasts.
Just reading some of these cards.
Yeah, go ahead. And so that's going to be the end of that.
Something open rear guard circle.
Yeah, I'll give you the rear. I'll give you the whole layout of the Narukami cards. Don't you worry. And so we're gonna have the next turn coming. Also, keep in mind that bottom right card, Magical Police Quilt, is a super solid card in the field. It basically, when your Vanguard attacks, if that unit is 30k or greater, you counterblast 1 and draw a card. And it also counts it if you're boosting. So, super solid skill. The other skill it has is when placed, you can discard a card from your hand, and one of your Vanguards gets plus 10k. So, you'll see that card used just to help the counterblast, but we did see the Die Liner skill come out. He searched to grade 3, and again, there is that unit that I believe that's the same unit we just looked at. Yeah. So, the unit Dizaris on the right side is going to be able to power up his Vanguard swing. So, I'm assuming we're going to see a reride here.
Didn't this card get power creep by some like OTT card in the newest set? I think it's like some Megas cards like on play CB1. Your Megas Vanguard gets like a drive and 10k power, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty much like the same thing.
Yeah, very similar, but right there, didn't pull any crits. He actually was willing to take the 3 damage. So that was actually pretty smart from the Narukami player. He does want to get counterblasts because that's, Narukami is very counterblast hungry, especially for the restands, for the ability to pressure, etc. So what happened there is he kind of figured that the DP player was going to counterstarve them besides the Vanguard swing. So he just ate the 3 damage, and then the rear guard swung at rear guard, and he was able to get out of that. So now you're seeing the Gauntlet Buster coming out, binding his front row. Probably going to see him move that back row up. Oh, no, he already used Death Scythe. So that's the card in the front. On the front, I guess it's the bottom side on the right for you viewers at home. That is the card that gives plus 5k to the Gauntlet Buster and to itself and any copy of itself on the board each instant that your opponent's rear guard is bound. And because it is auto, it is triggered multiple times. So you see Gauntlet Buster sitting at 27, which means it's sitting at a healthy plus 15. That 15 is coming from the 2 open rear guards in the front, as well as the, I believe it's Zutan. Yeah, the Zutan skill. Unfortunately, there's no Choas on the board. What the heck that card's name is, the Restander. But this is still going to be a healthy swing. 3 critical, 27k. And I don't know if there's PG knowledge. Okay, there's the PG right there.
So now there's a interesting decision tree. Either...
Oof. Sexy
You
heal.
can just pass at this point, and your opponent won't have any counterblast to play with, and you can just keep pressuring them with the inherent 3 crit Gauntlet Buster. So like if they hit a crit, you just kind of die unless you have a miracle heal out of it, which anything can happen in Cardfight Vanguard.
Of course.
This is kind of interesting. We'll see if he swings with his rears or not.
Yeah, of course it is a decision. I mean, to leave your opponent at 2 damage is kind of scary. At least having him at 3 forces him to guard GBD every turn, the Gauntlet Buster, because every single turn against him, he is going to be 2 front row rear guards. So, smart move. Did not want to give him too much damage, which, of course, as a DP player, is just going to let him plus into hand. It's going to let him re-ride, because the Great Dayusha skill, if he runs the re-riding Dayusha, then he'll have 2 counterblasts available to not only search for a grade 3, as well as a counterblast available to re-ride a grade 3. So, pretty scary. Giving DP 2 counterblasts, that's potentially 2 Vanguard swings plus a grade 3 search that you're giving him. But you are seeing the activation of the Die Liner skill. He's searching top 7. There is the rewriting grade 3. I'm assuming he's going to put it into his hand. Let's see. Yep. And of course, that is Ultimate Dimensional Robo Great Dayusha, which is, I think, the funniest name out there. So I believe DP, if I'm not the stupidest person alive, has a countercharger.
That's what I was about to ask. I was like, does DP have like a simple countercharger? Like I know there's like the Maka Charon combo, which is kind of a countercharger, but if they just have a straight up like countercharge 1 when something's placed or something.
Yeah, I don't see a countercharge on the board right now, and he is swinging with Vanguard. It's 41k with 3 critical, and that is 20, 35, 45. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a 2 to pass.
I love Rising Phoenix. That card is so free.
Oh, that card is sexy. Oh, and the 2 to pass is not going to hit. There is the crit, going to go on rear guard. So this is a 28k column with 2 damage. He might even just take it because he doesn't want to risk throwing all of those cards out. But okay, actually, I lied.
I think that's correct.
Yeah, that's the smart move. He doesn't really want to force the damage. Doesn't want to give him too many resources. And if he swings Vanguard and puts him at 5, there's no opportunities to heal. Once your opponent's locked in at 5 damage, you're giving them all the opportunity in the world to heal off. And you're forcing yourself and locking yourself into no heal potential except for on 6. So, smart move from the DP player. I wish I knew your name. I think it's Osmatas. Yeah, Osmatas, the DP player. Revenger is Narukami. So, Osmatas, smart play there. Not counter-starving, but heal denying to a full extent there. And Death Scythe is going to Soul Blast 2 for that skill and bind that front row. And I'm assuming he has the grade 1 in his hand that allows him to move background units to the front. Nope, he's just going to call Rising Phoenix with that, sitting on an Excel 2 circle. So it's an 11k plus 5. 16k is a really awkward number against a force, but it is a nice little poke that you can get out. There's Riki. Yep, so he is going to move at least the Magical Quilt up forward. Soul Blast 1, move the Magical Quilt Girl up. And it does get plus 3k, so that is now sitting at a 19k column. It hits numbers okay, especially if it hits like a front or something that's now a 29k column. So there is the discard? Yeah, discarded 1 for GBD skill, counterblast. There it is. Okay, so smart play, trying to do anything he can to clear as many units as possible. GBD, of course, getting plus 10k and crit. Noman, what do you think we got going on here?
So the issue the DP player faces now is like, okay, well, the Gauntlet Buster has inherent 3 crit, which is just enough for lethal. So he can either take this and hope for a heal, and say like, okay, well, I do need like CB to actually the superior ride in the battle phase. It requires a CB, right? If your Vanguard was in place that turn.
For which one? Sorry.
The one with the giant jumbled up Overlord name. That's like during the battle phase, if you didn't ride this turn.
Oh yeah, it requires a counterblast. Yep.
Yeah, so that's kind of a predicament here.
Yeah, and by the way, I want to point something out.
Swung.
That was 3. That was 3 perfect guards this man has had in his hand. Yeah, he only wanted to give him 1 counterblast. It's smart. I can understand why he didn't give him more than. I mean, this is where it's at. It's at a point where if he has 1 counterblast and you know he has the ultimate Great Dayusha in hand, there's almost no reason not to at least push him to 5. So if you're going to give him any damage, you may as well get him to 5. That way, the next turn, if you do live, you're forcing him to use all resources possible. And because he's using this Die Liner skill every single turn, he has thrown a bunch of grade 3s in hand. So you know he's discarding cards to look for grade 3s, which means you have knowledge of 2 or 3 grade 3s in hand, which isn't guard value. So if you know you can live, you may as well at least push him to 5. If you have the PG in hand, guard the attack. But, of course, that's not going to come into play if you don't have a PG. So if you didn't have a PG, it might have even been smarter just to not give him the damage. That way it wouldn't be swinging with critical, because right now even this one attack by itself forces a PG, and God, these guys have had so many PGs, I don't even know how they do it. That's nuts. I don't know how they have so many freaking PGs.
See, Narukami's been through 2 PGs, I believe.
2 PGs, and the DP player was through 3. So
Yeah.
this has to be the turn for the Narukami player. They've just got to throw all resources whatsoever. That was, I forget, it's either Regina or Helen. It's Regina. Her skill is to put herself in a soul and give 3 of her rear guards plus 5k. So it looks like he gave it to Ricky, Death Scythe, and the Rising Phoenix on Excel. And there is the card that lets him... Ooh.
Alright, so this is
Okay.
3, I believe.
Real quick, let me explain why I think there's a small misplay that just happened, and I'll explain why in a second. But he's swinging for 33k to face, and this is now the DP players to full guard. Let's see what happens. He typed nothing in chat. Okay, there's one heal that's matching. So 15k more would be a 2 to pass. Is he going to risk the 2 to pass?
He has a stacked hand, but his grade 3 is at 10k shield, correct? Because of his Vanguard.
Right.
So that's pretty good. 2 to pass. Alright, front, easy. Ooh.
Front in a grade 1. So,
Never lucky.
oof, he says. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of attacks. Unfortunately, he hasn't seen any Choas. If he has them, I'm assuming he does in the deck. So he's not getting a lot of restanders going on. So these are going to be some pretty healthy swings either way. But like I said from last turn, he had to push him to 5. But it doesn't even matter. A heal on 5 is so ridiculously scary, because now not only does he have to fight the trigger, but he's still at 4 damage. So now all these attacks are a lot easier to guard. They all still go through because of that front trigger, but this is looking quite scary. I mean, essentially what happened is the front trigger's been erased, so the front trigger was erased and he got a free guard. So let's see what he does with it and see how he's able to either push his opponent or maybe not give him damage. I guess that kind of becomes the question now: is does he think he can possibly live this next turn? And if he does think so, how much does he want to give his opponent?
What was his second drive check? I know he hit
The
a
grade
front
1, I believe it was Demolition Dragon. It was a grade 1 for sure.
one. So he's got a 25k shield in hand for sure. I don't remember what the other 2 were. Let's see. He's got just 1 interceptor. So 30k from what I know.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's worth attacking, because
I mean,
haven't seen
unless
it
he has a
yet.
PG in hand, I don't think he's going to be able to guard
Yeah.
that. Even if he full guards, that's 7 cards in hand. So if he's not swinging, that means he's letting his opponent have 8 cards to start his next turn. Because if he's not going to drop any cards to guard, it's just more resources in hand. So no matter what, he's going to have to live through this, and he's probably going to have a PG in hand in order to live in the first place. But keep in mind, he is at 3. But if I'm correct here, I believe that every time that silly card swings, it's swinging for 3 damage. At least 2, so 2 crit.
if he gives him 1 more counterblast, not only will he be able to trigger off the die liner, but also have the superior ride live in hand.
Yeah,
I believe
exactly.
it gives like 10k to the front row when you ride it.
You rewrite, yeah, plus
Yeah,
10k.
so it's pretty scary already.
And really quickly, just to talk about the Narukami sequencing that I think, I don't want to call him out for being, a bad player. I just want to, bring light to something for you Narukami players at home. So something he did there was he had the Zutan out on the field, and he has 2 available counterblasts. And if you really wanted to make this big push for this turn, what he could have done is dropped the card, counterblasted with GBD to bring the unit up to the front, and then counterblasted again just to bind it out. If he was going for the last push turn, that would have really, plus 5k to rear guard, plus 5k to vanguard. Or if he had one of those cards in hand to bring back row to front row, he was able to bring it to the front row and then bind it with Gust Blaster, something like that. If you didn't have any of those cards in hand, I understand the sequencing method they did there. But keep in mind, for you players at home, if you do have a Zutan on the field and there's a way to bind out a back row unit, you might want to consider it just to have that extra oomph. However, in this situation, I think he did make the safe play, just not wasting all the resources, just because it would have been 2 counterblasts and 2 cards just to bind it. But either way, we're going into this. I think some more decisions are being made. He's trying to decide whether or not he wants to swing. And hopefully that the commentators aren't influencing his decisions, because I think he is, in fact, watching us. Also, you viewers at home, it is sub timber. If any of you guys want to drop a hot sub, it's 50% off. All value goes to your streamers over here at home. So if you want a tier 1 sub, tier 2, or tier 3, they are all 50% off. So shout outs to your boy Rudafuda. Anyway, he's gambling, he says. He's just going to go ahead and start swinging.
No.
So 29K, probably going to go ahead and just take that. Or it's an easy 10K guard.
I can go ahead and reveal some info now that he's already swung. He should know that one of them is a superior ride. And he's just going for it. He's going all in.
Yeah, hoping that maybe he doesn't have enough shield value to guard, or maybe...
It's just 10K.
Yeah, they're all 10K guards. This one will be a 15K guard.
Let's see.
But he should have a crit trigger in hand that I don't think he's used yet. So we know we have knowledge of the grade 3 in hand.
Alright. Here we go. You're free to play the game now.
Yeah, this is going to be easy counterblast discard for Dieliner skill, swing Vanguard, counterblast 1, ride with superior or ultimate, great fighting robot of death and friendship, re-ride into a plus 10K. So the only thing he has to worry about now is just hitting that 43K threshold. Oh wait, he rode.
He's got the re-ride. Ooh.
No, that's...
Hey man, you never know what could happen. I
Well,
know he can't superior ride into Dayusha Boy anymore.
So I think what he's going for here is, instead of committing... Oh, there's a Force 2 marker on our Vanguard. That's why it's 3K. So instead of committing to the re-ride, I think he just knows that he doesn't have enough resources. So maybe he's just trying to create a rear guard column that is bigger than what the re-ride column would be. I don't know if I entirely agree with it or not. He's a DP player. You know, I'm not going to take anything away from him. So... either way, we're going into this. He does have the ultimate fighting robot of friendship and death, Dayusha. But, of course, he's not going to be able to ride with him. So maybe he's definitely not keeping him in hand for shield value. So he may as... I'm assuming we're just going to see it come onto the board right now.
Since we're not at a Bushiroad regional, I'm pretty sure this is like final turn or whatever for Dielander guy.
Yeah, this is...
I know you can get like a game loss for saying final turn. Which is kind of wild. But, yeah, you kind of have to just go, okay, I guess we just see what happens. What do now? Alright,
let's see, yeah, so he's just swinging. That's definitely bigger than 21. Oh, no, he didn't find a grade 3, so he did not get plus 20K. And we might even see... Oh, dude, yeah, he lives. This is only swinging for 2 damage, so he might even just throw it at a rear guard? No, he just wants to push him to 5.
Yeah, he's going at the rear guard, which I think is correct.
Yeah, but, if he has the 15K shield, may as well just drop it and protect the Death Scythe. Because that Death Scythe, of course, is going to be getting that plus 5K, because there's no rear guards in the same column as him, because, you know, the DP player does not have an Excel circle right there, so... that's going to be an easy bind.
What?
Oh, okay. So he has the old grade 3. That's the Great Composer Dragon. It's basically just a way to get bigger numbers on rear guard. So typically you don't see it teched in anymore post BTO 5. But hey, this is CFA, man. People are here testing builds. These guys aren't playing they're not just net decking. They're experiencing their own way. Yeah. So this is going to be GBD with 3 crits. 33 crit. That's 25K 1 to pass. Unless this man's a god and drawn his 4th draw trigger, which I don't think is in his damage zone. Nope, it's not. So he might possibly have it in hand.
However, he has seen 2... No, he's seen 3 heals. He has to guard this.
Yeah, there's no way he can heal. Yeah, he can't heal that many times. Yeah. So this is going to be a big thonk.
It's like pretty sweet artwork.
Yeah, so we know he has 10K shield in hand with the super fighting ultimate Great Dayusha of friendship and magic. Because, of course, all grade 3s get plus 10K. We know he drove check a grade 1 and a grade 2. So there's a grade 1. He's counterblasting for the skill. So he's stopping the boost. Stopping 11K boost. This is actually a really, really solid tech in the BT meta as well. So pretty smart move there. Kind of last scene stop. That's probably why he didn't want to ultimate, or he didn't want to re-ride, just in case he didn't get the kill off. He's checking. He's checking something, he says. So that's going to be 20K guard, but the number is sitting at a 22. Still will pass, by the way. So this is 33 to 22. So this is a 2 to pass currently, because he's stopping an 11K booster. And there is 5K more shield.
It
Unless
also says current booster active, so the number should still be the same, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're still swinging for the same number.
Oh my God!
No. It didn't even matter.
Yep. All right. So that was a 1 to pass, and he missed it. That's fun. So there's the easy 10K shield. But these numbers are only going to be getting bigger. That's 19K. It's 10K guard. He literally does not have enough. He has to heal no matter what. So he might have enough to guard that, but he will not have.
Yeah, he should. He still had that great Dayusha or whatever.
Well, no, he could boost. Oh, yeah, he can't boost.
He can't
Yeah,
boost.
10K guard. But, oh, wait. That's right. Yeah. He can't boost. My God.
Only the current boost was active. That's about it. Alright, what do you draw? Can you get a rear guard on board for that max pressure? Let's see.
Yeah, so he draw check grade 1, grade 2. So he has almost no shield value in hand, but he's still only sitting at 3 damage, and his opponent cannot activate the die liner skill. So we know that he's only swinging.
Oh,
yeah.
go in.
Top decking that freaking crit trigger. This is going to be the balls to the walls turn. He's probably going to have to make this a 1 to pass or just take it. If he gets a crit, he just wins. He's checking dropping damage right now. So I'm going to go and do it with him just so you guys at home can follow along. So I see 1. Wait, that's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My gosh. 8. Is that only 8 triggers? 8. 9 triggers out. There's no way there's only 9 triggers out. 10 on the board. So that means there's, for the DP player. So 6 triggers left in a 10 card deck? I had to have counted wrong. That's nuts.
I'll double count with you. Got 1 heal, 2, 3, 4. We'll just watch.
Yeah, we'll find out when he flips over the double crit.
Totally didn't get bored of counting. We're just gonna watch. We'll see where this goes.
Yeah, this is gonna be 32. So 32 is going to be a 2 to pass. I think that's the play. I don't think he can really commit more to that, because even if he commits to like a no pass, he's putting all power on rear guard, and that 13K column is now going to be 33. So he can't commit too many resources to this. So this is a 2 to pass currently.
How many triggers did you say he's
I only counted 10. So 6 left in a 10 card deck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that 60% chance?
And there's the crit. So if he has 15K shield value in hand, no, sorry, if he has 10K shield in hand, he's fine, because he has that Death Scythe on board.
Yeah.
So if as long as he has 10K intercept, that's gonna be that. This is, he has 23K. And it's only, it still is 3 damage though. So he has to guard this because it is sitting on a Force 2 marker. It's a crit trigger with a crit on it and on a Force 2. So that's heck of crits. That's crit everywhere, boy. And we know he has grade 1, grade 2 in hand from last turn. I think he only dropped the grade 2. So
he's seen 2 heals, right? For the DP player. He's got 1 in damage, 1 in drop.
Yeah, so this is going to be, oh, he's just going rear guard. So he's just hoping that he can maybe miracle heal out of something. And he's actually just going to guard his Composure Dragon. Keep in mind that his Composure Dragon does have a higher base, because it does get the plus 3K per open rear guard circle on your opponent's end, even during your opponent's turn. So he is sitting at 15K base. So easy 5K guard. This is got to be the last turn. I can't imagine this DP player is going to survive this. He has a Cho out on the field, which means we're going to be, no, there's no Reach-Tanners because he doesn't have a Counterblast. So
I don't. The other Narukami player made the correct play. So the Gauntlet Buster has 3 crits, and there's 2 remaining in deck, if I remember. So if this hits, there's no way he can actually survive.
No, if this hits, there's literally he has to be able to guard this, and there's literally no way to. He had 1 crit and I think a grade 1 in hand, so he only has 25k in hand. Literally has to no guard. That's going
It's
to be the
over,
game.
yeah.
3 damage. He does heal on
It's
6, but it doesn't matter. Does not have 2 more in his deck. As hype as that is, there's all of his triggers. Gets to draw a card, and that's going to be that. So congratulations to Revenger 1. Moving on into the next round. Wow, what?
That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that was pretty spicy. So